This is Wizard Grandpa's Stories. Hello. How nice to meet you. Well, welcome to Wizard Grandpa's Stories. Now, today I'm going to tell you a story called The Finger Lock. This story comes from Scotland, from quite a long time ago. Now, once upon a time, there were 3 brothers. Their name was Macrimman, and the youngest of the 3 was called Johnny. Now, the 2 older brothers used to make Johnny do all the work in the house, all the cooking and the cleaning, and he served them like a servant. And the 2 older brothers spent their whole time practicing the bagpipes. They were very good. They could play many and many a tune on the bagpipes. They sounded wonderful when they played together. Johnny always wanted to play with them, but never would they let him. They preferred to keep him cooking and cleaning. Now, it one day happened that there was to be a great games in Edinburgh. And at the end of the games, there was to be a bagpipe competition. So the 2 older brothers were planning to go to the games. And Johnny said to them, "Can't I come with you? I'd love to see the games. And I'd love to hear all the pipers playing." "No, of course not," said his brothers. "You stay here and keep the house clean and tidy." And off they went, dressed so well in their kilts, their fine bonnets and their lovely bagpipes. Johnny was left at home. He tidied up and he cleaned up, and he took the goat down to the stream for him to have a drink of water. And while he stood there waiting for the goat to drink, he sighed. Ah, me. And then a little voice spoke up. "What's all this? What's all this sighing about, Johnny? Johnny Macrimman, why are you sighing?" Oh, Johnny looked down, and there was a little man, all dressed in green. "Well, I'm just sighing because my brothers have gone to the games and left me alone. And I would like to go there too." "Oh, that's no problem," said the little man in green. "Just go back to the house, and there you will find everything you need." "Well, I can't go into the house," said Johnny. My brothers locked me out." "Well, that's not very nice, is it? Then what you have to do is when you get to your front door, put your little finger into the lock and turn it, and the door will open." Oh, thank you, sir. But I have no bagpipes and I don't know how to play." "Let me show you something," said the little man. "Find me a piece of straw." So Johnny found a piece of straw and gave it to the little man. And the little man picked up the piece of straw, began to blow. And the most wonderful music came out. Oh, said Johnny, "that was nice." "You can do it too," said the little man. "Here." He passed him the straw, and Johnny took hold of the straw and blew. Oh, the most wonderful music came out of the straw. "You see," said the little man, "you're a musician too. Now go back to your house and get your bagpipe ready." I don't have any bagpipes, sir," said Johnny, who was a polite boy. "Underneath your bed," said the little man in green, "you'll find a chest. Pull out the chest, open it up, and there you will find everything you need. Now, go to the games, and when you play the piece of music that comes out of the bagpipes, you will give it a name, and you will call it the finger lock, to remind you of the time you put your finger in the lock to open it." "Yes, sir, if you say so, sir." So Johnny took the goat back to the house, and even though the door was locked, he put his little finger into the keyhole and turned it, and the door opened. And Johnny ran to his bedroom and looked under the bed, and sure enough, there was a chest, and he pulled it out. When he opened the lid, there was the most beautiful set of bagpipes you have ever seen, all set in gold. And there was a grand kilt in the pattern of the family Macrinnon, and smart clothes and shoes and socks to go with it all. Well, Johnny dressed himself, and he picked up the bagpipe, and he put the chanter in his mouth, and he blew. Well, you have never heard music like it. His fingers moved by themselves, and tunes came out. Tunes he'd heard everyone play before, but never played himself. Tunes of all kinds, and then one tune he'd never heard before, and it set his own feet a-tapping, and he knew this was the finger lock. Well, he quickly put the bagpipe into a big case, and he rushed across the countryside, and he arrived in Edinburgh just in time for the end of the great games and the bagpipe competition. All the other players had had their turn, and the competition was nearly over when Johnny leapt onto the stage. And before anyone could say anything or ask him anything, he took out his pipes and he began to blow. The music that came out was heavenly. At first, it was tunes that everybody knew, and they tapped their feet and they clapped their hands. And then there was something different, a tune that no one had ever heard before, the finger lock. And on it went. The crowd was amazed. And when Johnny finally finished playing, they all stood up and they clapped and they cheered. And Johnny received the prize for the greatest piper of the year. Well, as soon as he'd received the prize, he dashed off. He ran home as fast as his legs could carry him, ran into the house, changed into his old clothes and hid the bagpipes and all his smart clothes underneath his bed. So when his two brothers came home, he was just ordinary old Johnny once more, cleaning and cooking. The two older brothers Macrinnon came into the house in a foul mood. "So did you have a nice day?" asked Johnny. "No, we did not. We played our best, and we should have won. But a piper appeared from nowhere. No one had ever seen him before, and he won the prize." "Well," said Johnny, "that's a shame for you lads. What a shame when you'd worked so hard." "Yeah, that we had. He played a tune no one had ever heard before. It was amazing. I'd love to be able to play that." "How did it go?" said Johnny. "Oh, we can't remember," said his brothers. "It all happened so fast, but it was the most beautiful tune anyone had ever heard." Johnny rushed into his bedroom, pulled his bagpipes out from under the bed. He took them under his arms, ran into the kitchen, and started to play the finger lock. And on he went. Well, his brothers were amazed, and they saw that Johnny was the piper who had won the great competition. From that day on, the two brothers respected Johnny. Between all three of them, they shared all the tasks of the house, the cleaning and the cooking, the looking after the animals. And when it came to the great competition every year, when all the pipers of the whole country gathered together, Johnny and his two brothers would go along to take part. And you can be sure that Johnny won the competition every single year. And that is the story of the finger lock. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again and hear some more of my stories. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And bring all your friends to listen to Wizard Grandpa's stories. Bye-bye. 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 Come again soon. Bye-bye.